Hey, everybody. Headed up to Mahomes Mountain. I know what you're saying. Oh, I thought you had to climb the mountain. Totally agree. Most quarterbacks do. But Joe Flacco's 45 years old. He's in the back. He deserves a spot. He came late. So without further ado, it's the Week 5 edition, going into Week 6 of the best segment in all of sports that ranks quarterbacks. It's Mahomes Mountain.
Wow.
Flying off.
Wow.
Out of there.
Off you go,
Yeah.
KW.
Impressive. Wow.
What a wonderful introduction as always, and a little prescient about one Joe Flacco, who we might, the rule is you have to be a starting quarterback. Is Joe Flacco the starting quarterback? Well, I'm not sure, but we'll find out if he's on the mountain in just a moment. First, who's not on the mountain? The four guys who haven't been on the mountain in quite some time because they're not starting quarterbacks: Huntley, Levis, Brissett, and Deshaun.
Ouch.
And then Gardner, because I'm not sure he's starting quarterback anymore either, because he got benched, and now Antonio Pierce hasn't announced yet. The second time his starting status has been in jeopardy, so they're off the mountain. All right, seventh row. Let's go through them all quickly. Jalen Hurts stays because he was on a bye. Nothing to do to move up or down. Aaron Rodgers drops, and that was before we found out that, I don't know if it was his first, second, or third interception that cost his team the game, then his coach's job, but he has to drop. Derek Carr, pumpkin mode, activated, as predicted. Everybody else, put some respect on the Saints. The mountain knew better. Justin Fields, some rough spots. Also, George Pickens, maybe run half as fast as Kalen Saunders did at 330 pounds. Help your quarterback out. Bo Nix almost moved up. Bo Nix showed me something in that game. Andy Dalton's there. Anthony Richardson didn't play, so he didn't move off. But like we said, what about Flacco? Row 6. You're gonna see. All right, Jordan Love. Listen, he's better than this. It's a 1-week penalty for going full Levis. You never go full Levis. He went full Levis.
Fair.
It's a 1-week penalty. Brock Purdy, I understand he needs more help. It's not his fault. It's a blown 10-point lead with a couple interceptions to the Cardinals. He drops. Sam Darnold. I mean, we're watching, buddy. We're watching for pumpkin mode. Trevor Lawrence, nobody saw it, but I did. It was in the quad box. 37 points, 4 touchdowns, and now back-to-back games in London. One of them against the Patriots. Oh! He wrote him off. He didn't write back. Joe Flacco. Shout out old man Flacco. Just out here chucking it. And Greg.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones. Yeah. I'm ready to say it. Top 10 quarterback in the NFC. All right, now, fifth row. 2 mountain favorites, Geno and Matt Stafford, both have to drop a bit. Caleb Williams, heroic climb back up the mountain. That spot right there, middle, is where he made his mountain debut as a college sophomore.
High school.
And now he could have been a high schooler. Kyler Murray moves up the mountain, gets a Call of Duty endorsement, beats Brock Purdy. It's all coming up. Kyler, Herbert had the week off. Fourth row. It felt like a while ago, but Kirk Cousins did throw for 500 yards in his last football game, so he moves up. And Goff stay where they're at. Dak, 3 picks, rough game, and then saved it and really saved the Cowboys from a week of media mayhem. He moves up the mountain. Third row, Stroud stays. Jaden slips just a bit. We were on a bit of a Jaden sugar. He didn't play poorly, but he slipped just a bit. Here's the thing. Josh Allen's play this past week deserves to drop. I don't feel comfortable having any of the people beneath him above him unless he has that level game.
The guy completed.
I understand.
You've gone too far.
No, I'm just telling you. I don't know what you want. You want me to have Kirk?
It's one of the worst games in NFL history.
It was a bad game. It was a bad game.
It was one of the worst games in NFL history. He's on.
I understand, but I also feel like
it's too rich.
It's a rich tapestry, and I feel like he might have, got his bell rung, and whatever it is, he's staying where he is. Second row. Lamar and Joe Burrow side by side. Joe Burrow moves up. Joe Burrow was great. Joe Burrow was great, and the mountain, I remind you, America, is not left to right. So am I saying Lamar's better than Burrow? Not necessarily. However, they are on the same level of the mountain, and at the top of the mountain is Patrick Mahomes. Because it's his mountain, his team hasn't lost in a year, and they're going to win the Super Bowl again. Greg Jennings, go ahead.
I actually really like the mountain.
Thank you.
It's very challenging to
find anything wrong with it.
I'm not gonna say find anything wrong with it because I'm sure my 2 gentlemen over across from us are gonna have some things to say, as will I. But what I will say is I will go right in the center of that mountain and circle Caleb Williams.
Moving him up?
It's not even that I'm moving him up yet. I don't want to move him up yet, but trust and believe Caleb Williams is on his way up because he's found his footing. Like he's definitely found his footing in these next couple weeks. This is his performance in the last 3 games. When you look at where he started to where he has been in these last 3 games, completion percentage up there close to 70%, passing yards close to 300. Like, we're seeing some things in Caleb that we were hoping to see at the beginning of the season. And now when you start to connect with the guy that goes down the field and DJ Moore, we saw the 20+ yards completions, 11, and you have the Jags coming up. You have a bye week. After the bye week, I am telling you right now, if all things continue to trend in the right direction, this week, week 6 against the Jags, which I expect it to, Caleb Williams will be in that top 10, top 8.
Yeah, well, and look at the next 3 defenses.
Okay. Don't get upset.
Look, the Jags' pass defense, brutal. Washington's pass defense, brutal. Arizona's pass defense, brutal.
Well, do it against a good team.
I was going to say, to channel my inner wilds, it was the Carolina Panthers, for goodness sake.
Okay, well, some smart people who picked the Bears to have a very good season, maybe even reach Super Bowl, it was based on the fact that they had a very soft opening 10 weeks while Caleb was getting his footing, and that is exactly what's happening.
Yes.
Drew, go ahead.
All right, I found something wrong with it. Brock Purdy.
Thank you.
Oh, my God.
I mean, having Brock so low, is Purdy, I'm waiting for my little headline.
Yeah, it's a punt.
I guess it's not coming. Purdy crazy, having Brock so low. Now, look,
It's not worth
I'm
waiting
putting Brock, look, Matthew Stafford, I'm putting Brock ahead of him.
What?
Caleb, Herbert, Goff,
You're putting-
and Dak right now.
Wow.
Brock, I don't blame that. Greg said it yesterday. Brock Purdy had no kicker. Kickers are important.
Was the
team
kicker
knows
knocking
you're
his
going
passes
for it.
down?
His man Jordan Mason fumbled at the 4-yard line. They could have went ahead and sealed the deal. He's still leading the league in yards per attempt. He's still throwing great passes of 20 and 30 air yards down the field. So Brock should be up there. And I know Nick and I've talked about it too, his red zone efficiency. It's not all on him, all on the quarterback, but still, 29th in red zone efficiency is what the Niners are.
Yeah.
Guess who's 30th?
The Chiefs.
The Chiefs with
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes. So
Yeah, but luckily,
it's not all on the quarterback.
No,
that we know that because Patrick Mahomes is the best in the league, and he's 30th.
Yeah.
Purdy is 29th.
Okay, I don't really care about the red zone efficiency as much as I care about the fact that he throws interceptions and they blow 10-point leads.
He's
or he
got
misses
2
a
fewer
wide
interceptions
open,
than
no,
Patrick
but I'm
Mahomes. He's
right.
got 4. He's
But-
got a better TD to interception ratio than more than
I get
half
all
of the guys
that.
ahead of him.
He also has more blown double-digit leads in part because of his mistakes than almost all the guys ahead
I
of him.
wouldn't-
Misses Brandon Ayuk wide open. I tried to let it go. I can't. It's seared into my memory. 2 interceptions against the Cardinals. All of a sudden, they're 2-3. Where the Niners, they got all the Avengers but one. They've got.
He's an Avenger.
Oh, he's an Avenger. Well, then why are they 2-3?
Ayuk just became
Then why
an
are they
Avenger.
2-3?
Just returned to be an Avenger.
Okay.
You know that, Greg. And Debo is, played
See,
solid.
this is what I
Wish it
told
was
you guys.
solid.
This is what I told you guys would happen. You guys would blow out the actual great players' candles to make this guy shine brighter. That's why I have to be. It seems like I'm a Brock Purdy critic. I'm
Yeah,
actually
it
just trying to
does.
support his teammates. Wilds, go ahead.
There is no bigger fan of pumpkin mode than me. Brew mentioned it a few years ago. I took it. Turned it into a full brand, tried to sprinkle it all over the show. And I know that Sam Darnold is always pumpkin mode adjacent. He hasn't gone full pumpkin mode. Did he play great against the Jets, who have a great defense? No, he didn't. But the Jets defense only given up 136 yards a game. But they still won. You said Patrick Mahomes undefeated. Yeah, guess who's the only other quarterback there who's undefeated? Maybe Flacco's undefeated, not sure. It's Brock Purdy. No, it's sorry. It's I'm sorry, Sam Darnold. People on his line. Wins, losses. 11 wins, 13 losses. Let's see how it shakes out. How many of those is Darnold responsible for? He's the only guy winning. He's carrying that whole line there on Mahomes Mountain. Look at his stats just by the numbers. He's not, I don't even know how far you have him down there, 20th or something. He's not 20th in anything. He's still good despite this bad game. And finally, Justin Jefferson, still unstoppable.
Yeah.
Had a good game. It was his worst game, and it was still a great game. He had 3 pass interferences and 1 illegal contact.
Yeah.
I'm going to add those to his stats and give them to Sam Darnold so his numbers go up too. The guy's undefeated.
Okay.
I know it's not quarterback wins mountain, but it's not,
Here's the thing.
I remember him when he was on the Jets mountain either.
Okay, it's rich tapestry is what it is, Mountain. Here's the thing. First of all, I'm a little worried that Sam Darnold's pumpkin mode is going to be accelerated because of the injury to his running back. We now think he's going to be out potentially longer than we thought. Can we show you some numbers? What, Greg?
I'm just because you're speaking to the future of